Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Today, we're going to be hearing from Michigan State football's acting head coach for the first time since head coach Mel Tucker's suspension after sexual harassment allegations became public. Thanks for joining us this noon. I'm Rhonda Walker.
And I'm Jason Colthorpe. On Monday, Tucker, the university, and the accuser, Brenda Tracy, made separate statements about the suspension and the ongoing investigation into the allegations against Mel Tucker. But still, through all of the turmoil, Michigan State's football team has a big matchup Saturday they still have to get ready for.
That's right. Sean Lay joins us now from East Lansing to set the tone for us of what's happening there on campus today.
Well, good afternoon from East Lansing here at Michigan State University. Today is all about MSU and its football program trying to take a step forward, but it is its weekly media briefing for football, but it's anything but normal given the Mel Tucker situation here. Let's get you up to speed. We're talking about a new interim head coach, Harlan Barnett. He's going to speak to the media here in just about a half hour. He has been with MSU football as a player and coach for a number of years. Former head coach Mark D'Antonio will serve as associate head coach as well. Now, this as head coach Mel Tucker is fighting for his job, strongly denying any wrongdoing with his actions that involved Brenda Tracy, a well-known advocate for sexual assault survivors. It surrounds a phone call in April of 2022 between the coach and Tracy. Tracy accusing Tucker of unwanted graphic talk and actions. Again, the coach strongly denies that wrongdoing, calling it a private matter outside of the university. Last night, Tracy responded to a statement Tucker put out saying Coach Tucker was victim blaming. Now, interim MSU President Teresa Woodruff, we're asking her for an interview today, but she told the Lansing State Journal last night that little was known about the complaint and the investigation until Sunday's USA Today report came out, and the school had to react, they say, due to the attention Tucker's situation is now bringing to the school and to the football program. We've also asked the athletic director to speak to us as well. We'll have much more on Local 4 News.
All right, Sean, we certainly know there's a lot left on that story. The other big story we're following for you here at noon, the high-stakes contract negotiations between the UAW and the Detroit 3 automakers as we get to now just 36 hours away from the deadline.
Yeah, and we're down to hours now. Yeah, the union has threatened a work stoppage at Ford, GM, and Stellantis unless tentative contracts are in place, signed, and ready to go by 11:59 Thursday night. Recently, the union slightly lowered its demand for a pay increase to 36% from a initial 40% request. The union is expected to give an update on talks later today, and we will let you know what comes out of that on our newscast at 5.
Well, there was a steady rain this morning, and that led to a lot of problems, which we'll get to in a moment. But finally, getting a little sunlight out there.
It was a rough morning drive, to say the least. So showers we can see on radar seem to be moving out of Michigan. The cooler temperatures, though, look like they might be here for a bit.
Yeah, so that's right. So the widespread rain showers that we had early this morning now to our east, but there is still some remnant moisture on the back edge of the system, and you can see how it's developing as you get closer to that Tri-City area up by Flint, Saginaw. So we're not necessarily clear of a stray shower or two this afternoon, which we were expecting throughout the day, but we will see some breaks in the clouds, which we're already seeing off to our west. And so it's a little bit of that mixture, but I'm zooming in closer. So once again, Flint, Saginaw getting some light rain. The rest of us just overcast skies. You go off towards Kalamazoo, Coldwater. That's where we've peeled back some of that cloud cover. So at this hour, mostly cloudy downtown, 67 degrees in Detroit, 65 in Howell, 64 in Pontiac, and 66 in Adrian. So we haven't warmed up a whole lot more from where we joined you at 4:30 and 5 o'clock this morning, as we are staying steadily in the 60s. So that cooler air is settled in. If we get a few breaks in the clouds this afternoon, good chance that we could get closer to that 70-degree mark right around 4. Otherwise, those temperatures will be sliding through the 60s and even getting into the 50s for the overnight low. That temperature trend will be on a downward spiral come tomorrow, where we drop about 10 degrees below that average high of 76. So 66 for the high tomorrow, still in the 60s on Thursday, before we climb out of that going into the upcoming weekend. We'll talk more about how long these rain chances stick around in just a few minutes.
As we mentioned, it was a slow go this morning on southbound I-75 at Gratiot near the 375 ramp. And take a look at why. A semi crashed into the median wall and then turned on its side. And you'll see in a moment just exactly what it did to the wall. Right now, the left lane is still closed there. This was around 7:15 this morning when we took these pictures. You see the semi actually ended up going through the wall in parts there, leaving tons of pieces of concrete all over even the opposite sides of the freeway. There, state police say the driver was going too fast for the wet road conditions. The man accused in the deadly crash that killed Vivian Carmody, Eastern Market CEO Dan Carmody's wife, is due back in court today.
Prosecutors say that Jacob Thomas Moralic of Romulus was high on drugs and driving against traffic on eastbound Lafayette Street near St. Aubin. And this is when he drove onto a sidewalk and struck both Dan and Vivian on August 18th. Moralic faces several charges, including operating while intoxicated, causing death, and reckless driving, causing death. Today, a group of state Senate Democrats will introduce legislation aimed at fueling a request made by the governor during her What's Next address last month. The legislation would create an independent prescription drug affordability board, which would be responsible for setting price limits. Senators Darren Camilleri of Trenton, Veronica Kleinfeld of East Point, and Kristen McDonald of Bay City will reveal more about the legislation during a news conference scheduled for later today.
The Oxford School Board set to meet tonight at 6:30. The board could be discussing the upcoming release of the third-party investigation into the November 2021 deadly shooting. Late last month, we learned the third-party report should be released by October 30th.
It's crunch time on Capitol Hill. The House returns from recess today, joining their Senate colleagues.
Congress facing a government shutdown in 16 days if it doesn't act fast. Bree Jackson in Washington, as all eyes are on the House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has his hands full. He's caught in the middle of GOP infighting and efforts to avoid a government shutdown. With both chambers of Congress back in session today, lawmakers already face a deadline: fund the federal government by September 30th or risk the consequences of a shutdown.
The only way we'll avoid a shutdown is through bipartisanship in both houses, and time is short to get it done.
Congressional leaders agree a short-term measure is needed to give lawmakers more time to hammer out a long-term deal. One sticking point is providing more funding to Ukraine. There's bipartisan support in the Senate, but not the House.
They just want to spend a lot of money. Too much money. We've got too big of debt. In the House, we're trying to save the American taxpayers' money.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is also dealing with an internal battle. Some far-right Republicans demand an impeachment inquiry into President Biden as part of any agreement, setting the House up for a bitter debate.
We need to pursue an impeachment inquiry and go down that road.
I am more focused on the issues that I think Americans care deeply about.
Joe Biden hasn't done anything wrong.
After a weekend of strengthening ties with foreign partners, President Biden returned to Washington overnight and to a divided Congress. And there are just 11 working days for Congress to act in order to avoid a government shutdown. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
All right, Bree. And House Speaker Kevin McCarthy today announcing he has now directed a House committee to start a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. He says this is over allegations the president directly profited off his son's foreign business deals.
New at noon.
Well, this was pretty much the talk of the day coming out of last night, right? Aaron Rodgers hurt on just the fourth snap of the season with his new team, the New York Jets. They had all this hope that this was the missing piece and this meant a Super Bowl. Well, that went out the window right after the game began. ESPN confirming not long ago that it is indeed a season-ending Achilles injury. ESPN reporting an MRI showed the former Green Bay Packer quarterback tore his Achilles tendon. Rodgers, 39 years old, so there's a question if it's not just the end of the season, but maybe his career. In July, Rodgers signed a restructured contract that gave him $75 million fully guaranteed over this season and next.
Apple is expected to introduce its new iPhone today. Are you in the market for a new phone? Media reports say that there will be 4 iPhone models, 2 base models and 2 more expensive Pro versions, although you might argue the base is expensive too. Insiders say the iPhone 15 Pro models are expected to have an improved camera and battery life. Of course, most are talking about the phone shifting away from the Lightning connector. This new generation generation of iPhones will use a USB-C charging port instead of a Lightning port. The keynote presentation, which is called Wonderlust,
Of course it is.
is being held in California at 1 p.m.